It just got very real as Quinn Hughes' future has never looked brighter with the Vancouver Canucks as teammate Tyler Myers speaks out on Quinn Hughes' future with the team, and this one rule change coming to the NHL benefits the Vancouver Canucks in their quest to lock up Quinn Hughes long term. We're gonna break down these quotes from Tyler Myers and this one rule change that changes the entire landscape for the Vancouver Canucks going into Quinn's extension year. We're going to break down all this and more later on this episode. Before we get into that, if you're part of the 67% that's watching and haven't hit that sub button yet, we're trying to reach our goal of 8,000 subscribers. I spoke to one of my friends. He's an Oilers fan. Gross, I know. And he said we couldn't hit that by tonight. So if you want to go prove an Oilers fan wrong, and listen, we all do, make sure to go down and hit that free subscribe button. It helps us out a ton. And in return, we'll give you updates from all around the Canucks, not only this offseason into next year, but for the years to come. But with that, let's just hop straight into the first topic. And now before we get into the quotes from Tyler Myers and the Quinn Hughes situation, we do get an update where there was a recent article dropped on all the top goaltender prospects in the National Hockey League. And we can see Alexei Medvedev actually falls at number 15, just drafted by the Vancouver Canucks this past draft in the second round. Everything is looking like Medvedev to be a star. And I know there's a long time before we're going to see him in the Canucks jersey, but Medvedev is slowly getting closer to looking like a steal in the draft. Drafted in the second round, was a backup goaltender for the London Knights. He's going to get the starting position going into next season. A 912 save percentage. A lot of people, including scouts, said this was a guy if he went into next year's draft, as he just squeezed in at the age of 17 in this draft, he would be a first round talent. So the Vancouver Canucks got a very good pick in the second round. That's not including Coots, who looks like a great pick at number 15 as well. But what you guys thought on this? We did a full breakdown on the Canucks top 3 prospects in the top 100 list. And then in a separate list, we do see Medvedev falling at number 15 when it becomes league-wide on goaltending prospects. Let me know your thoughts on Medvedev down below. But with that, let's just hop straight into what everyone clicked on the video for today, where we did get a quote from Tyler Myers, and there's an article wrote on this. I'll put that straight in the description if you want to read through it as well. He touched on a few things with JT Miller and that whole saga, but Tyler Myers spoke on Quinn Hughes, and he said Huggy doesn't like all that speculation and stuff. He loves his brothers, loves his family like everyone else, but he's not going around the room saying he wants to play with his brothers. I know it's a big story around the hockey world, but everyone makes this a lot more than it is. No, I love this quote from Tyler Myers, and listen, we've spoke on it a lot. It's going to hurt when Jim Rutherford himself coming out and saying, hey, maybe we'll trade for the Hughes. If Quinn wants to leave, we'll trade him. But hearing this from a teammate who is a leader in this room along with Quinn does feel good, and this kind of ties straight into the second part today, where we do know there's a few rule changes coming to the NHL with the new bargaining agreement coming through. Now, a lot of people might be like, hey, this is boring, Mark. We don't want to talk about that. But there is a lot you need to read in. Now, with Quinn Hughes, we understand this is going in year 5 of 6, so next season will be the final year of his contract, and he can actually sign an extension going into next summer. 27, he'll be a UFA at then at 7.8. He's going to get a lot of money, let's be honest here. But this new agreement coming in where we do get a contract terms limit. Now, with this, going in, new contracts are now limited to 6 years for a free agent signing and 7 years for a player signing who was on the roster at the previous deadline. This is a reduction from the previous 7 for a free agent and 8-year re-signing with the current team. This all starts not next offseason, but September, just going into the season. So this lines up perfectly where Quinn Hughes can get his extension next offseason, and that gives the Vancouver Canucks multiple months to work on an extension, offer him an 8-year deal that no other team can do, and they could even go 7, and no other team can do this. On the open market, if Quinn decides to walk, 6 years is the most he can get, so the Canucks can offer him 8-year contract, a boatload of money, and the captaincy to win a chip with this team. Now, with this new agreement coming in, it does have some limitations. If you're signing a guy in free agency, you can only get them for 6 years. But this gives the opportunity for the Canucks to go out, offer the very last chance for Quinn to get an 8-year deal. Now, you can do a sign and trade, but the Canucks are not going to do this, but gives them the opportunity to back up the Brinks truck. Say, hey, Quinn, do you want to make 14 mil per season? Listen, it might not be 14, but they could offer him 14 on an 8-year deal when teams can only offer him 14 on a 6-year deal. Now, going into this, we know how good Quinn Hughes has been, I'm not going to sit here and preach to the choir, the best defenseman. Sorry, Cale Makar fans. Quinn is the best defenseman in the National Hockey League. 76 points last year in a down year, still scoring 16 goals, 92 the year previous, including 10 points in 13 playoff games. Quinn Hughes is a generational talent, a franchise player. Doing everything the Canucks can to lock him up is exactly what they need to do, and the contract's going to cost quite a bit as well. Now, looking at the key details of the salary cap increase, we can see this past season, or the current season, happening $88 million. This next coming season, 95.5, it jumps up to 104 all the way to 113. It's a 9.5 increase 1 year, 8.5, 7.5. The cap is going to rise. And yes, the Canucks are against the wall with the cap right now. But if the Canucks can sign Quinn Hughes to 12, 13, 14 mil, whatever it takes to sign him, back up the Brinks truck, give this kid anything. I shouldn't say kid, I mean as a captain on this team. But I do think there's a world where the Canucks really focus on this and say, hey, we want to lock you up long term. We want to keep this core here. Now, with Quinn Hughes, 7.8, already looking like the best contract in the league. If you extend him, you have this D core and the main parts of it: Marcus Pettersson, Filip Hronek, Quinn Hughes. Love Tyler Myers, but he may be gone. At that point, you have young guys coming up through the system. This gives the Canucks the possibility to get off some contracts. If Tyler Myers comes back on a very cheap deal, say $1.5, $2 million, you can save about $1 million on that contract. Derek Forward by that time will be gone. DPD will need an extension, but we know Patrik Allvin and Jim Rutherford love giving those 2-year bridge deals. We've seen it with multiple players. I mean, Shelovs, who was just traded, Podkolzin traded, but of course, signed on that bridge deal. Höglander was signed on the bridge deal before getting his $3 million extension. The Canucks have the perfect opportunity to not only extend a couple of these guys on very cheap deals to open up even more cap space, but even in the minors, there's a lot of guys. Tom Willander going into Quinn Hughes' extension year, once he signs it, when he stays with the team, you will have Tom Willander at age 23, 24, coming in on sub 1 million. Sorminio is another name to keep an eye out for. Victor Mancini will probably be in the second year of his extension, because we know the Canucks are probably going to end up giving him a 2-by-1 contract. But I do think this gives the perfect opportunity for the Vancouver Canucks to use a rule change to their advantage. I mean, once again, as soon as I can find it here, Quinn Hughes is going to become probably one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid player in the league, with the cap going up. We know Draisaitl coming this season, $14 million. Auston Matthews, $13.2. There's a couple guys that's going to make more. Connor McDavid's going to get a huge boatload of money. But the biggest thing is right now, there is a world where we see Quinn Hughes in that top 4 on the contracts going into next year. But what is your thoughts about this one little detail on this contract? And listen, this whole Puckpedia thing will be down below. I'm terrible at explaining stats or anything like this. So if you want to read through all the new bargaining agreement, you can read that. That'll be down below as well. While you're down there, leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. What is your thoughts on all this? What's your thoughts on Quinn Hughes and the Canucks having the perfect way and paving the perfect way for them to give him a boatload of money and to keep him on this roster? Let me know down in the comments. While you're down there, leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. We'll be back with another episode. I hope you guys enjoy this. Take care, Canucks fans. What's your thoughts on the home opener coming up? Who are you excited to see the most in a Canucks jersey? Let me know all that down below. But take care, Canucks fans.